Welcome to section 2, where we're creating interaction using Event Handler. In this section, we are going to be looking at the different types of events that jQuery handles, such things as click event, mouse event, keyboard events, and scroll events. The exercises included in this section will test your understanding of how to use jQuery events. Within this first lesson of section 2, we are going to be looking at the jQuery this object. The keyword this refers to the current DOM element. And as we go through the upcoming lessons, we are going to be looking at different event handlers that you can use within jQuery in order to create that interactivity for your web users. And essentially, this gets wrapped with the $, rounded brackets, in order to add it to the jQuery collection. And we've got an example of how this is presented in jQuery. So there's the $, and the rounded brackets. And just as it is when you are working with this in JavaScript, it's context sensitive. So that means that if you don't have a current element, then you don't have a this. So let's take a quick look at how to trigger an event handler and how to access the content of the event. So let's refresh the page and introduce a quick event handler. And the event handler that we're going to be looking at is the onClick event. And the nice thing about event handlers is in jQuery that you can attach it to the entire node list. So we do have 3 different list items that are available within our source code. We can select all of them within that one selection just by using that simple tag within the jQuery object. And once we make that selection, we can attach an event handler. So the one that we're going to attach is the click event handler. And within the click event handler, this is where we can make use of some of the content. So it's going to be expecting a function that's going to be wrapped in here. And refresh the page. So now whenever we click any one of the list items on our page, we see that it runs this block of code within this function. So next, we want to output our this object. So you can take a look at this in jQuery, and this is where actually it's going to be different. So we saw that whenever we're using the static code, all of the output was the same, but now the output is actually going to be different. And even though it looks the same, when we open that up, you can see that within that list item, there's different values. So we're selecting that second list item, and this one is selecting that first list item. So you can see it by the text there. And we can make use of this within this way. And just as we saw earlier in the previous section, we can output the text that's associated with it within the console. And now we can distinguish between the different list items by implementing the jQuery this object. So go ahead and give it a try for yourself, and we are going to be making use of it in the upcoming lessons as well. Just get comfortable with it. And as well, we're going to be explaining in greater detail in the upcoming lessons different event handlers that you can use within jQuery.